We are at the Joslyn Art Museum, which is now sort of three, individual buildings that are all functioning as one. The original here was designed in the early century, sort of an Art Deco style. Norman Foster's office added on in the 90s to the building to the north of us. Definitely more modern, but very much riffing off of the building behind us. And then, the expansion happened just recently in collaboration with Snøhetta. Quite a bit different and quite contextual all at the same time. In many ways, I think the expansion created a more intuitive way of approaching the site, coming into the site, and ultimately coming into the building. Kind of created a new postcard moment.
With this being an addition to the original Joslyn Art Museum building, it connects through a large glass hallway, glass atrium, and you first enter the new space through what they call the South Promenade. And there's a really cool turn in the glazing, but it's also, it presented a very unique challenge on the shading side.
We always include, natural light, transparency. It definitely increased thermal load for sure. Most architects would say that's a trade-off that they're oftentimes willing to sort of deal with. That view out is quite powerful, so the shades wanted to add to that, not take away from that.
So we had to use a very custom system with both upper and lower shades, deploying from one central knuckle point in the building.
From the start of this project, even while it was in design, Draper was a fantastic partner. They are able, through their custom team, able to help design and build custom components for the shading system.
The roller shades aren't usually front and center. It's not something people think about all the time, but to have them integrated in such a way to a building like this has been really cool.
The roller shades really are a statement piece of this promenade here.
Pretty significant challenge for us was certainly the size of some of the shades on this project, but also there are quite a few very different design conditions and install conditions that we saw in this project, and each one of them had really a completely custom design and custom thought process to realizing the shades and getting those installed.
Across from the promenade, you can see the expansive North Pocket Garden. This is a large 22-foot curtain wall that required also custom bracketry to help integrate with the curve of the new building. We also worked closely with the general contractor and AWS, the curtain wall provider, to build custom color-matched aluminum channels to help minimize light gaps in the system. This was critical with artwork actively being displayed in the space. We had to minimize the amount of direct glare that came into the building.
From a high level, every shade in this building is networked together through the Draper I/O control system. And we have a central CNC, central network controller that ties everything together. And depending on the area and the control needs, some of our shades have full solar glare automation, and then some are just on either a wall switch or time of day scheduling.
The control system is something that is fairly complex. We can essentially control all the shades in the building from this one controller. We can set them in groups to be able to control one group at a time. And we can also set them up to be in a solar tracking mode. It simply uses data that we already know about where the sun is going to be on whatever days. And it uses the particular azimuth or the degree of each shade to bring it down at a certain percentage to reduce the glare within the building without all of the shades being down all of the time.
The daylight needs of the gallery presented almost a project in and of itself in the custom solutions that we had to use in the gallery to help control daylight and set the scenes that the owner and the architect needed.
We have a total of 96 of these motorized skylight shades. There are 6 main artwork bays below us. Depending on the varied types of artwork and what's on display down below, they wanted the ability to change how much sunlight is filtering down through to the artwork below. So we have 2 layers of shades here. First, on top, we have a solar screen to help diffuse the light, tamper the light down a little bit. But then on the bottom here, we also have a blackout layer. And then these are also on the Draper I/O control system, and they all are tied back to a CNC, so we can have scheduled automation, we can have sun tracking automation, or just a manual wall switch to control these as well.
We tell our team here locally, we've seen a lot of projects, and there's nothing like this when it comes to the shading system that we've been able to design and deliver. And if we can do it here, we're very confident we can take those skills and lessons learned and apply them anywhere else. Any of these projects and any of these markets, we know that Draper can come to the table and bring a really good solution for our team. And they're going to be a long-standing partner for us for many years to come.
For my brother and I growing up here in Omaha, coming to this museum as kids and then seeing what this building turned into and to actually be a part of it was a huge honor. To deliver this with ownership here at Joslyn, with Draper, is something we'll remember for the rest of our careers.